You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Project Runway After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Project Runway After Show.
Hey everyone, Bing is for doing, and here at AFTERBUZZ TV we're doing another Project Runway Season 12, Episode 11, Next Generation Recap. I'm Alina Akram, and these are my lovely co-hosts, Stef and Reyna. Hi girls.
Hey.
Fun episode.
Woohoo.
Virginia's favorite episode.
I love this one. Well, I always
challenge.
like where they get to make their own textile, because as a designer, you don't really get to do that too often. You kind of have to, pick whatever is available.
Yeah.
Unless you're a textile designer.
No, but that's like one of the big things that we had in my line was burnouts, and we actually got to create the burnout pattern, which was super cool.
Right.
Yeah,
So
it was
it's-
really fun because you could literally and then they burn it in the fabric, and then that's your fabric. So
It is really
it was really
cool.
fun.
It's also exciting to see the finished result of the textile. Like when they have it wrapped and ready for them in the workroom.
Yeah. I definitely think it can be challenging for people that do overthink it, though, because you have to think, like, what colors am I going to use? What design, what pattern am I going to use? And then you have to think how big, like, that could really be a downfall to some people, because scale of a pattern, can really screw you up. So, I don't know.
I think it's all part of it, though.
Yeah.
It's all part of, like, they think the pattern's good, and if the pattern doesn't turn out right, they have to readjust it. You know what I mean? Like, it's showing their versatility in a way.
Yeah.
It is, and it's definitely something new for these designers, as we see. You talked about them second-guessing themselves. The episode is also called Next Generation because besides it being the textile challenge, they also had to be inspired by next generation innovators. So each designer was teamed up with one of these next generation innovators. Helen got to choose first because she won last week, and then the rest had random draws. Alan, what was the HP businessman's name? I don't even know his
idea.
title. It wasn't Peter Salm.
Yeah, that's who I thought it was. I got confused.
Who's the designer. But point is, he comes out and he talks about the computers they're going to be using, and they can possibly win. Whoever they were teamed up with would also win these HP computers if their designer
It was a really
won.
cool computer. It like detached. Or
Yeah,
there was
they
one
had
that,
they had a tablet that had a keyboard with it, and then they had the one that you can kind of take all over your house. I like the idea of these computers, but most designers I feel like use Macs. Like anybody that I know that's creative, everybody has a Mac.
Agreed.
We're
I
gonna
just
have to
don't think
bleep that.
you would. I'm sorry, but it's
Bleep.
true. Well, HP
Mac,
isn't paying
bleep.
for our stuff.
I know, I'm teasing. But HP is paying for Project
Oh, they
Runway. They're
totally
obviously a
are.
huge sponsor. We see the little HP tablets that they use every week. So, our listeners may not know, but there's so much product placement in these shows.
Oh,
So-
you would have to be, I don't know, slightly oblivious not to realize that from the L'Oreal hair and makeup to,
Belk
everything.
Falchion roll.
Yeah.
To
So,
the Lexus.
or the Go Bank card.
Somebody's got to pay Heidi, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
But
if
it's a
you
good
think
show. Like, I do wonder about that, like the funding of the show in it, because there's a lot of good, there's commercials, usually just regular we don't want to get too long on a tangent of this, but usually there's just commercials, and every other show, like, there's random product placement. Like, this show is, it's a smaller network maybe, Lifetime, but, like, it's driven by product placement.
Oh, absolutely.
So.
Just getting back to it though, you could see the designers, they're like, oh, this HP's so great, I wish I could have one. But, realistically, you use like Creative Suite 6 or something to design. What did you use when you were designing?
I used Photoshop and Illustrator.
Yeah, exactly. That's basically, like at any school, like at FITM, they give you CS6 so that you use it, and that's what they teach you on. I don't know what you would use HP for. Can CS6 even go on?
CS6 works on all platforms.
Yeah,
Oh.
it does.
I don't know. Maybe I just like Mac.
If you have like a drawing pad, you can use a PC just as efficiently as a Mac for design.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is our engineer, Stephen Lemieux, an obviously a PC user, right?
No, I use Macs.
He's just full of knowledge.
Trying to tell you that it doesn't really, as a designer, it doesn't really affect you whether you use Macs or PCs. It's really just the standard is usually Macs because of the file templates they usually use.
And there you have it.
We don't need to have a Mac PC
Yeah.
war here, but I'm a Mac girl.
Yeah.
The HP Textile Challenge, so they have to create their own textiles. They're inspired by these next generation innovators.
You know,
and
So I don't want to interrupt you real quick. Did you get, how much fabric did they get? Did they tell us that?
they don't ever really tell us how much fabric.
I wonder how much they get, like if they get any room for error or if they
No.
kind of just get like a few yards, call it a day.
They have an hour to create it on their HP Rove computer. Rogue or Rove?
I thought it was Rogue.
Well, who knows?
Anyway.
Lemieux, do you know?
No, I thought it was Rove because they moved it.
Yeah.
All right, I think we should just drop
We'll have
it.
one of our.
Let's drop it. You guys
Rove.
don't care.
Back to what it looks like.
It's the Rove. So point is, they have to create these textiles. They're inspired by these next generation innovators. They have about an hour to create it. They have until midnight to actually create the look. They were also taken to Mood, where they have 30 minutes and a suggested spending amount of $100. We see some people spend more.
Yeah, I mean, I was really surprised. They were saying, spend it now because they're they're down to the last 7. So, there's no reason to keep saving. Like, you need to spend it, you need to save. And Kate spent $258, and I was like, wow, why are we spending so much? And, as we get into it later, we'll see. I wasn't a fan.
Well,
Yeah.
But it's like, zippers. And then they're saying like $6 for a zipper. Is that a lot for a zipper? Because, Braden was saying.
It depends. I mean, there's.
That sounds a lot.
It is a lot, but it depends. It depends the teeth. It depends the weight. Depends if it's like steel or titanium or plastic or like. There's so many. Like there's this great zipper store. Like you can literally walk. There's zipper stores, and you can walk in, and there's like all different kinds of zippers. If both sides open up, you can get lost in
Invisible, visible.
okay. Well, before we get into the workroom, do you guys want to talk about the innovators? I don't think it's that important. Maybe as we go throughout the show, we can mention, all right, well, Justin was teamed up with Miss USA, and she was inspiring because she started a foundation in South Africa where she's aiding kids, blah, blah, blah.
Right. So he was inspired by her. Like, he felt like she was just a very loving, overall general loving person. And that's kind of where he made that textile of the love sign.
He made the I love you sign textile.
Yeah, which is interesting that he made that, but I feel like his description of why he made that could have been way more powerful. Like what she stands for as Miss America and this message of love and he was just like, I really like her.
You know what? I really like the textile print too as he was designing it on the computer, but once he designed with it, I kind of lost me.
Yeah,
it was boring.
Sometimes it doesn't translate.
I thought just
didn't.
the colors were so drab. I mean, like, if you looked at Dom's, who had, like, very vibrant, like, she does the same thing. She goes around the world, inspiring people. Like, I felt like it could have been more cheerful. I thought it was very gloomy for being Miss America. I love gray,
patriotic.
too.
It could have been like red and blue, and even been like, even that a little cheese factor of it being patriotic, but like it would have been more vibrant.
Kate was teamed up with a young girl, Maria Gonzalez, I want to say. I don't remember her last name. I don't want to butcher it. It was she had created an app called Say Something that helped New Yorkers help homeless people. So here's a young girl in high school who's created such an amazing app. And I thought Kate had a pretty cool partner.
Yeah, I thought that, like, she could have gone.
She could have went anywhere
with the
that.
binary. When I first started seeing those lines, I was like, oh, this is going to be so cool. Like, a really cool black and white, like.
Or even like black and the lime green, you know what I mean? The way that works, there's so much. And especially with like technology, like even the little plates and the boards and all this stuff, they look so cool and intricate. You know what I mean? I totally thought she was going to play in all that.
Or like just like something with the city, you know, just like how it showed up on a map, like a map of the city would have been cool, or like a sketch of Manhattan. I don't know. I thought
for Sketch Manhattan, I thought it was going to be that for the BMX guy.
I did too.
I thought there was going to be like a Sketch Manhattan or like a subway map or something,
that would have
because
been
you
cool.
go and like do rail slides on the stairs and stuff like that. Like I definitely thought that was going to show up, and it did.
That's another one I was disappointed in. I feel like with the BMX, there was a BMX innovator.
Nigel.
Yeah, Nigel,
Yeah.
and he was an innovative BMX.
He was a pro. And he was an entrepreneur and a youth role model or something, a youth
advisor.
mentor. Yeah.
Yeah, and Braden was his partner, and Braden created these lines, horizontal and vertical, ended up looking like plaid.
which I feel like that's very him. Like he's done plaid. Well, he did
And
that challenge with
How
plaid.
is that inspiring? You know, like I don't see.
You know, I really like that. And I feel like for me, like I used to work in the action sports industry and I like a lot of that style of clothing. I feel like it fits what you see for that. I feel like the bright blue, the black and white, a little bit of gray. And I mean, I feel like his explanation might have been a little bit far-fetched, that it's like the sky view, and it could have been cooler, don't get me wrong, but in that I felt like it felt edgy and cool and a little bit, you know, action sports.
It reminds, like, yeah, I definitely think action sports. It reminds me of like these snowboarding pants that I used to have.
It's all
like,
that same.
I felt like they're really into the plaid there. So I definitely think that could have been the feel of it. I mean, I did like that he made a jacket. Where he was going with it at the beginning, it was awful, I thought.
Yeah.
So it definitely felt a little bit more youthful.
Yeah. I liked it.
You guys were both really excited about the creator of Kiva.org, who Dom got Kiva.org, who Dom got teamed up with. Explain that a little. And what was his name? Primal?
Primal. I mean, I don't know. As soon as I saw him, I knew whoever was with him was going to win.
Wow.
And the reason why is because I feel like at this point in the game, everybody's a little nervous. Clearly, everybody's good. Everybody's a little nervous. And I mean, I know a little bit about Kiva. I've done it before. You give a donation, and then they actually pay you back. You get an email, and you get payback. You hear someone's story, like someone in a third world country is trying to start a business and do something, and it's really inspirational. It's universal. It's traveled. Like I knew what she got from him was going to be way more inspiring. No disrespect, huge BMX fan. Like I'm that girl, but way more inspiring than like a BMX rider. You know what I mean? Like I felt like she just the inspiring message of him gave her confidence to be playful.
Yeah, and she came back. Like you could see she was the most pumped up about it than anybody.
And it was weird because I don't think a lot of people knew who he was or what Kiva was, because he was the last one to pick. It's like he was the last guy picked for the kickball team.
Yeah.
And she just, I knew she was gonna, as soon as I knew she was gonna win, I did.
That was a good guess.
Yeah.
Helen chose a artist and a gallery owner, and she had the first pick, so it was interesting to see her go with that. Apparently both her parents are fine artists. Kind of makes sense. She's very artistic and edgy. I don't think she did enough with that, though. I mean, I was kind of bored with her print. What do you?
Yeah, I can't believe that what came out of it was stars. Like, and they weren't like sketched out stars. They were like very precise stars, you know. And then when you see, she went into his, you know, his gallery, and she had something done of herself, and he like drew on it, and you know, spray painted it and everything. And hers was so precise. For me, it didn't translate well.
No, I agree with you 100%. It didn't translate. His art was so like, just mixed media looking, and hers was like a cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Very, and it's weird to see that coming from her. She has all these crazy tattoos,
right,
very
you would
artistic.
Think, and you could tell, though, she was definitely feeling insecure about this challenge, and maybe she just tried to play it safe. But, like, we've seen stars. Yeah. Every line has a star in it somewhere. Everyone's just done a star.
So commercial.
Yeah, it was.
Boring.
I really wanted to see it be like, even if it was the stars and it looked like there was spray paint over it or something. Even if she would have took the print that he made and been like, I should, you know, try and make this in his print and incorporate it or something. But
well, and like we've seen in past seasons where people, you know, that get something, like they bring themselves into it also. You know, like that, like he gave her a print that could have been cool in like some sort of way on the dress, like a huge thing of herself, but it was him, like it was his artwork, you know, like she could have done so much.
She could have cut it up and just so you couldn't tell that it was her, and See, I like that. Like, I like random mixed media, like, throw it all together and make it work.
Well,
And she didn't do it.
Yeah, she had the opportunity to do something like that, or at least go there.
She didn't. You know,
She fell flat.
It was really weird, too. And I don't know if anyone else picked up on this. I think you guys did when we were saying it. Like, I felt like it was a little bit of a Helen bashing show.
Yeah, I definitely feel like everybody. I mean, she's the one to beat. She's the one that.
That's probably why.
It's got to. I mean, she's won 4 challenges. Nobody else has. And you know, when someone is asking you for help and taking up your time, and then they go and win, that's got to be a little bit frustrating for everybody. You know, I would kind of be like, "F you, figure it out on your own." You know?
Totally.
I'm sorry, you guys. For the laughter, Virginia, we're not laughing at you.
Yeah, what is
My
going
hair
on
was
here?
bugging me, and I have a headache, so you guys will have to excuse me. And Stefsy
I caught her doing this weird hair thing.
Hair flip.
laughs at me
I don't know.
occasionally.
The show tonight started with us talking about hair extensions, eyelash extensions, all kinds of stuff, and The Little Mermaid. And I was just like,
I'm girly. I can't help it. You know, and. I mean, she got a blowout to make her look like Miss America. So, yes, she has her pageant wave
Yes,
tonight.
I have my pageant hair tonight, not by choice, but you know what? I'm grateful.
I don't think your hair looks that different, am I?
Anyways,
It
before
always looks spectacular, is what I
before
meant to
Stefsy
say.
gets into more trouble, let's
I'm fired.
yeah, because I have that power. Anyways, what were we talking about?
Helen. But then we pretty much
Well,
are done with
Helen
Helen.
bashing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helen bashing, because think about it, you guys. All season we've had plenty of drama. We have Sandro. We have Ken, who was cussing everybody out, fighting with Alexandria. And then last week we had the Iron smashing episode. Nothing this week.
Yeah, nothing's
This
really
was a
going
filler
on.
Yeah, but
episode,
I
so
don't
we
miss
had
the
to.
drama. I don't miss the Ken drama. Do you really miss the Ken
I don't
drama?
miss the Ken drama, but we need a little something. Helen bashing was boring though, because
Yeah.
It
you
just
know
looked
what?
like whining.
It looked like whining. She's already the one whining and really insecure. That's all they need
And
to
she's
show.
won the most challenges.
I know. You know what? Just because you're successful doesn't mean you're not insecure.
That's true.
Oh, no, I don't. Yeah, I agree.
So let's get into Tim Gunn visiting these designers in the workroom. The first person he visits is Dom, and he is obviously really impressed with her print. He tells her he loves it, and he loves the sleeves, even though she was second guessing herself. Were you surprised that he was so impressed with her print?
No, I mean, I was a little bit concerned about the sleeves just because they were so bright, but then once she put it on there, it made sense, and I definitely think that was the way to go.
And she also toned it down with the solid black panels. She knows what she's doing, you know?
She does. Yeah.
Steph, were you impressed?
I did. I loved the dress right away. I loved her pattern. I liked the why she felt like she made her pattern. Like her pattern, I feel like was some of the one or two of the few that actually it translated into what she was talking about.
Yeah.
Like the other ones, you could see what they were going for, but it didn't really translate. And hers kind of to me translated. And I like happy clothes. Like don't get me wrong, I have my attire of black on black on black that I wear, but like I like to throw a little zing in there every now and then. So.
Yeah, and she was the one that did that other really happy outfit with the monster on it at the very beginning.
Oh,
Remember?
you're right.
Like,
That was
She's
great.
got guts, dude.
Yeah.
She kind of goes for it, and I appreciate that.
Me too.
yeah, I feel like she's going to be like the silent, sneaky one at the end that could win.
Ooh.
You know, because like we haven't really picked her as one to win, or I haven't, but she always does really cool creative things, and I feel like if she gets enough time, you know, like we
Right.
are getting down to the last 7. I don't really feel like Justin's going to be in
No.
there, and maybe Brayden, but like I mean, I think it's going to be Helen and possibly Dom. Now that I'm looking at who's left, I don't.
You
think
don't
it's
think Brayden's gonna be in the? I guess we can talk about it later, but
Let's talk about that later, but I
Sorry.
agree. I think Dom is one to watch out for.
she's like a sleeper winner.
sleeper.
Brayden, Tim was perplexed by the long skirt and bomber jacket he initially had designed. And that's when Brayden decides to change his mind and do a tube dress based on this black fabric that he finds around. And wow, I think Tim basically just saved him from getting sent home.
Totally saved him. His first idea was terrible.
Yeah, and you know, I feel like I don't remember who it was in the workroom that said that they don't understand his aesthetic, because I don't really understand his aesthetic still. Like I feel like, you know, this far along we should know what the designer does, and I don't really know what he does.
Yeah.
Nothing really meaningful has stood out to me. I don't know. That's why I feel like I don't know if I would see him in the finals, because what is he really like? I feel like he takes direction really well, but
But in that, he's always like, I don't know that he's. I feel like he's only been. I was gonna say scared, unsafe. Our other show we did is called that. But I was only like, I don't think he's been in the bottom, but once. So you know, like even though he doesn't have a complete style, like his versatility keeps him safe. So we'll see. I think he'll be there. I think he'll be in the final.
When it came to Kate, Tim Gunn just suggested moving forward. He didn't really have much to say. We didn't hear him spend too much time with her. I think he was confused like the rest of us.
Maybe he wanted her to go home. Wanted the pleats to just fly away.
And we'll see what happens.
yeah.
Justin, Tim was concerned with the back of his dress that was squared off. And he's like, yeah, the straight lines, just make sure that that is not showing. And Justin assures him that it's not, but eventually we see what he does. He uses a chiffon, and basically the straight lines show anyways. And it looked really messy.
It did look messy.
It basically looked like he got a corset and then just put fabric around it, which I've done for Halloween. You know?
Throw a tutu on top
Yeah,
of it,
exactly.
call it a day.
It's an outfit.
Yeah, but you're not on Project Runway.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
She could be.
She could, apparently.
No, I couldn't. I can't. I can only sew from pre-made patterns.
Helen, we see all episodes. She's incredibly insecure, second guessing herself, driving the other designers crazy. Should I do this? Should I take this away? And Tim kind of encourages her and says, don't derail yourself. That's all you're doing. And that's when we see her finally make an executive decision and go with her design.
Yeah. I appreciated Tim's pep talk. He was very, like, he was loving and warm, and you see this different side of him that's so, like, straightforward, and then you see his side that's like, come on, like, you can do this. You get over yourself, pretty much, in a nice way, and I think it was exactly what she needed to hear.
Tim is really good at constructive criticism. Even when he
Yes.
has something to say that's not so nice, he says it in a way where you don't really get defensive. And
Yeah.
well, for the most part, and you really learn from it. So he's really good at what he does.
He is.
I think he definitely knows when he needs to be like, that sucks, scrap it, or be like encouraging. And you know, like he really took her to the other side of the table and was like, look at it from this view. I mean, I think he definitely is a really good fatherly role to the designers.
I think that's a good way to put it. Alexandria, Tim suggests putting the majority of the work in either or piece, either the top or the skirt, because at that point she had a lot to do with the top. She hadn't finished the skirt. It was messy, so
What was going on with that top she had?
I don't know.
It was awful.
You know, I feel like her inspiration was the rundown plays, the Hurricane Sandy.
Affected by Hurricane Sandy.
Yeah, like I feel like what she was going for was a little bit worn, and like I'm not gonna lie, like you see people dressing like that down on Abbot Kinney, you know what I mean, in Venice, like people.
They're homeless though.
But they're not. They wanna, you know what I mean? It's that
Hobo chic.
yeah,
Mary
it's like
Kate,
hobo
Ashley.
chic. Yeah, it's like super expensive. I want to look
Dirty.
not put together. It's not dirty. It's like a messy. Like there's a difference. Like they don't smell. You know what I mean?
Obviously,
Like, but it's. I didn't hate it. It looked a little bit like All Saints to me. Which I like their clothing.
I like All
more,
Saints.
They're more together and it's a cleaner cut there, but it had that like, you know, All Saints, G-Star like feel to me, which I kind of like. You don't have to. I like the poopy
smile
bands too.
says it all.
Yeah, it's definitely not my taste, but
Yeah.
it is some people's.
But that's the thing, like whether or not I would wear it or whether or not you'd wear it, like there's a lot of stuff on the show that I wouldn't wear, but I can get why it's successful to the judges. Like I can understand why the judges were like, that's good.
I can get certain looks too that I wouldn't wear. This wasn't for me though. I don't know why. I just thought it was so unflattering too. We'll get into that in the runway.
Yeah.
Alexander, Tim warns him, your look looks clerical, and with a last name like yours, that might bring you trouble. I think as soon as Tim said that and everybody was telling him it looks clerical, he went with it like, oh, that was the whole idea. But
It was Tim's idea for the last name?
no,
it
but
wasn't.
Tim mentioned that you got to be careful. It looks clerical, and it really did because he had a big cross going down his ugly brown print.
Yeah, it looked like a choir person's outfit in like trying to be a really hip church.
Really, I was gonna say, who's the guys below the Pope?
The Cardinals?
The cardinal. It looked like a fancy Cardinals outfit. Kind of. Sort of.
I was just gonna say
Am
something.
I wrong?
Yeah, I was
so
too.
I'm so happy my filter just worked.
What?
Moving along. No, I can't.
Anyways.
But I like too what Tim said, like kind of at the end of all that, Tim was kind of like, most of you are overthinking it at this point. Just go with your gut. That's what it's there for. You know what I mean? Like, I like how he tried to like bring it back around and make everyone just be like, just let it go. Whatever you think's gonna be good, just do it.
I wish he would have made that hat too.
Oh my gosh. That
We're
would've
still
been-
there. I really tried to transition us out of that conversation.
I know, but
and you just stayed right there.
I'm just an instigator, so
We're
that's
very immature here sometimes.
So Tim tells everybody, he goes back into the center of the room and says, most of you designers are overthinking, but I have good news. You have until midnight. Oh, they're all relieved. All right. Before we get into the runway, let's talk iTunes. Girls?
Go ahead.
I just downloaded the new iTunes.
Did you? And while you were doing that, I hope you went and rated our show. You guys, we do this show for you guys because we're fans just like you. We want to hear what you think. Rate us, comment, tell your friends. And Project Runway is not the only show we do here at AfterBuzz, so please check out the whole site, AfterBuzzTV.com, and download the rest of our shows if you're a fan. We really, really need the support, and we appreciate it. Go to YouTube, rate and comment us on us there. I hate my co-host.com. Hashtag, they're laughing for no reason. Hashtag, mean girls. Hashtag, he needed a Pope's hat too.
Hashtag selfie with a seatbelt.
I swear,
Hashtag
it's
the
only
Jimmy
water in this.
All
/ Justin Timberlake video inspired this.
So
Also, while you're there, Serial Buddies is on DVD. You can download it on our website and iTunes. Now let's get into the runway.
before we go there, I think we should talk real quick because usually we see Heidi in the beginning, and we didn't. We only saw one outfit from Heidi tonight, right?
Yeah.
So the other outfit that we could talk about is the outfit that she wore to the Emmys,
We could, yeah. What do
which
you
I
wanna
think
say?
we all said it was pretty terrible.
I believe it was Versace, first off.
Yeah.
Yes, and she made so many best dress lists, and I'm sorry, but
With that dress?
with that dress,
Come on.
I want to hear one. I thought it was disgusting.
It made her look so awful. Like the neck was just terrible, and then the hair, no. Like
It
she's
was bad.
looked so hot before
She
in
is
so many
so
ways.
hot.
But you know what? Okay, the thing is, she likes to take risks, and she does stuff like this. So it didn't surprise me. I was just like, ugh.
I thought she was worst dressed. Sorry.
Worst out of everyone? Come on.
I don't know.
All right.
Just too much.
Anyway, all right. I just
yeah.
thought we should touch on that.
Okay, I'm glad.
Not
But
cute.
so
But Tim Gunn looked nice,
runway,
as always.
the guest judge was Peter Som, who is not the head of HP just because he's Asian.
Ouch. Wow.
I'm not going to call anybody out, but somebody assumed so.
Not for that reason, and it wasn't me.
It wasn't me either.
Anyhow, we see Heidi. Let's talk about
He's
her
the
outfit.
designer.
Peter Som is a famous designer. He's the guest judge. Heidi comes out. I think she looks great. She had the edgy hair and makeup. I didn't love that the shirt was extra long in the back. It was a red shirt, jeans, and some hot black pumps. Really simple, but she pulls it off.
Yeah,
She had some nice bedhead. It looked good.
Bedhead, definitely bedhead. Let's get to the runway. The innovators that inspired our designers got to sit and watch the runway show with the designers they were teamed up with. I thought it was interesting. They each had something really nice to say to the designer after their look walked the runway. However, what do you think they were really thinking? Like Kate's look or Alexander's Pope look? What do you think?
I would have been embarrassed. I think the cake guy, Alexander's, innovator, like, I don't know. I feel like Alexander had such a block when he went and met him. Like, he said it. He was like, I don't do pastries. Like, he said something about pastries and,
Well,
and
also
clothing.
he's a costume designer, so he was
Yeah.
worried where it would go.
Pastries and clothing don't go. So it was like he almost he didn't look at all the beauty in the cake and the livelihood and the colors and the different shapes and all that. He was like, went to something that in his mind translated to fabric, which I think was wrong, like a bad start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think he was worried about making some like cotton candy Katy Perry look, which would have been perfect.
Way better.
And it would have been lively and upbeat, and the judges would have liked it.
He could have even done his pattern, like his design, but if it would have been like different colors and then like the white or something, you know, it could have been way better. Even with what he picked, the decoration on top of the cake, it still could have been better, but he just had a block. And he said in the beginning, which I think is a little bit far-fetched, but he said that ever since his fight with Ken, his creativity has been stifled. So I don't know if he's just like, want one, you know what I mean? But he did say something like that, like he was trying to blame it. Because last week he kind of didn't do great either.
You can't bring that to work mentality.
Yeah, get over it.
Get over it.
Yeah.
You know, create. And I think you both nailed it when you said that he was so worried about not making that cotton candy look, the pastry costume look. But have
But that's
fun.
what his guy, like he would have been. That's what he should have been. That was
He
the point.
chose the most boring part on the cake, which was the chocolate shaving. Not
But
even
the
a part,
tastiest.
but not even. It wasn't even cake.
Like he could have made a skirt
That's
like
what I'm
out
saying.
of those
Like it
panels.
wasn't even the pastry part. It was like the decoration on it. It was
Yeah,
like
the
it was
embellishment.
Like, right.
But if you think about all of the amazing pastries, I mean, he could have done something inspired by like creme brulee or macaroons or anything.
Something.
Like, I don't know. I love dessert. So strawberry shortcake, cupcakes.
I like a sprinkled cookie. A good sprinkled
Ooh,
cookie.
or sprinkled donut. Yum.
All right, I'm getting hungry. Let's move on. Brayden is the first look. He had the bomber jacket with his blue and black plaidish looking print. And then he had a great little tube bodycon dress under it that was black. I thought it was a cute look. I wasn't that impressed, but the jacket was great. And the dress, the black dress I've seen in stores, it's simple. He pulled it off. I'm really glad he didn't do the long skirt. Steph,
Yeah.
you look...
No, I like the dress a lot. I like the top, like how you could be like you could change it.
Okay.
I thought the top looked really sexy. Like I thought it was a good neck top area.
Yeah, I definitely think it fit her well. I did like the Burton jacket, or that's what it reminds me of, like the Burton brand. Like
I was totally gonna say that earlier. It's totally a Burton print.
Yeah,
totally. Which
it-
is a snowboarding company for you guys out there, if you don't know.
Yeah, but that was always my favorite brand because it's like hip but like versatile. Like everybody wants,
Yeah.
and you can be a snowboarder but be girly still. That
Yeah,
was like my thing.
I feel like they're one of the brands that actually in the action sports world, like give women good clothing, because I feel like there's a lot of brands out there that make women still like even the edgier snowboarding gear and stuff. There's like flowers and stuff, which is cool. A lot of people like that, but they're the one that makes like edgy feminine in a good way.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it made me think of. And then
Yeah.
you could wear it like with jeans, or you know, like you
Yeah.
could wear that jacket with so many different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin, I thought it was boring. It wasn't well made. I hated the chiffon that he just attached to the bustier, and the print got lost. It wasn't impressive.
I didn't like it
This
at
whole
all.
challenge is about prints and being inspired. Bleh, fell flat.
You know, though, I feel like what Zach Posen said was a little bit like he was like, I wish the print would have went down on a different fabric. Like that was like he didn't have that option. So I felt like it was kind of like not the best, you know, constructive criticism from him on this one. But I thought it was pretty funny that they were saying that the dress needed therapy. It did. It looked like it was droopy and sad.
It was
Yeah.
very depressing.
Yeah.
Well, it's like she's Miss America. Like, why wouldn't it be uplifting?
Right? Kate, I hated the skirt. I didn't know what was going on.
Use the word hate so much.
I do? Oh my God. Sorry. I did not like the skirt at all.
Didn't love.
I didn't love the skirt. Wasn't my favorite. She had a sheer type of collared button-up sleeveless top that went tucked into this fitted pencil skirt. And then the pencil skirt, what I did not like about it was that she had tulle pieces that were pleated sticking out. So it was like a 3D pleat that was sticking out of the skirt. There's 4 of them. I don't listen. I don't know how to describe it. Go to projectrunway.com.
It looked
or
like she
AFTERBUZZ.
had a handful of Kleenex glued onto her dress in a bunch of different ways. In a bunch of different spots.
Oh,
It was
and by the
terrible.
way, did you even notice her textile?
Yeah,
Not
you couldn't
me.
even see the pattern at all. And it could have been such, like, not only could you not see the pattern wasn't great, and it could have been. So that's kind of disappointing.
Yeah, I'm just really sad because I've been on Team Kate since last season, and I felt like the blue, it looked like that light denim that
Yeah.
you see around.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
I'm talking about?
That you get at
And-
like Mandy's.
Yes, that. And it was just too much going on. I really think she just overthinked it. Overthought Overthought it. That was
Wow.
Sorry.
Alexander. I wrote it was ugly,
Yes.
uninspiring, and I didn't even like the print. Again, Alexander had the clerical look. He had the funky brown print with the big white cross going down the chest.
I feel
Or
like
what
when they
looked like
cut to the judges, it looked like Heidi almost wanted to laugh. Did you guys catch that too? It was
No.
kind of like, and sometimes I wonder, like sometimes, like when they see something that like this runway for me has been the most terrible ones.
Yeah.
Today?
Yeah,
One
like
of the worst.
One of the where I thought multiple people were terrible.
Yeah, I
Like
definitely
usually there's
think
one or two that were all like, what were they thinking? But I've got like terrible written on like 4 out of the 7.
Yeah, I didn't see Heidi's reaction, but I think that's because I was writing awful, and it was so bad. And I do wonder about that because, you know, Anna Wintour, that's why she wears sunglasses when she goes to runway shows, so people can't see her reactions to things. And I'm thinking I would have needed sunglasses for this one or maybe a whole face mask because it was so bad. Like you
It was
couldn't
pretty
not
bad.
think terrible, terrible, terrible.
Yeah.
Dom, I saw her look and thought, cool, what a great print. And I really see the inspiration behind it. She had a bodycon dress with her loud, hot pink, white, and black print. And she had a great story behind it. Virginia, you look happy when I'm talking about this.
I like that one a lot. I wrote winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Nice.
Yeah, I wrote chic, amazing.
Ooh.
Love it.
Good way to describe it. For Alexander, I'm not going to say
Alexandria.
or Alexandria, sorry. I wrote WTF, and you all know what that stands for. She had
Wait, what?
WTF,
I'm just kidding. That was my first time hearing it.
and she had a
With your new lashes.
mini skirt that looked like newspaper, and then a black leather jacket and a really tight tank that was so unflattering. The model looked kind of chub. What the?
Yeah, she definitely looked like she had a food baby. And I mean, the
Well.
craft services must have been really good that day.
Yeah, must have.
I
wow.
mean-
Wow, we are going to give this poor girl
know.
an eating disorder.
I know, it was a really
I'm sorry.
bad-
I gotta put my 2 cents in there. Like there was an angle where it looked like it could have been bunched up. Like,
No.
come on,
No.
those girls are not like the word fat is like you guys are being
First
ridiculous.
off, that's what I'm saying. She is not
Right,
fat.
right, that's what we're saying.
Her
She's
body
not.
is perfect.
Right.
However, this top made her look like she had a food baby.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
That's
we're
what I
not
was saying,
we're not
the way that it
dissing
was
the model.
hanging.
And it wasn't
Oh,
bunched.
okay.
It was just
It was a cut. Yeah, it made it,
It
look
could.
like that.
I mean,
yeah, but
even
she
if you
didn't-
wear pants that are just a little bit too tight on a model, it can even make their tiny little skin that they have make a flap, and that's what I felt
Okay,
like it
okay,
did.
okay.
I felt like the skirt squeezed a little.
muffin. Helen, I thought it was kind of cool. She had a crop top and a long skirt. Her print was boring. She could have done so much better, so I was disappointed, and the fit was bad.
Yeah, I like Peter's Psalms. He called it the Star Spangled Hipster. I really liked that.
Yeah, I thought
That was what it was.
he was interesting.
Yeah.
You know, I liked Helen's silhouette. It was definitely on trend. Like midriffs are everywhere this season, but I thought it was boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of boring. And I feel like, too, again, it takes such the perfect body to wear that.
Oh, yeah.
Even though the fit was bad, like, the fit could be better. Like, if you have any weird stomach situation going on, you can't wear that.
You should have seen Alina. Was it 2 weeks ago? You had that really cute cutout. She can wear that stuff.
And then she
Sorry,
takes-
you
and then she
can.
takes
It's really
selfies.
cute.
God bless your soul, Virginia Reyna.
You did. You know what I'm talking about? That red dress with the side cutouts? I was like, dang.
Thanks.
Alina's rocking this really cute
I
dress.
missed that. Was
you
I
did.
not here?
No, you were not. You were too busy making fun of my seatbelt selfie. Anyways.
I said your hair looked good. Just being honest. Anyway,
I love Stef C. The top 3, and thanks, Virginia, was Dom, Brayden, Helen. Not a surprise. Helen kind of was. And again, we saw her all show. I feel like now anytime they're complaining during the show, they're going to end up on top. on the top. The bottom 3, again, not a surprise. Justin, Alexander, and Kate. Alexandria was the only safe
I
one.
was surprised because I thought Alexandria, even though her whole Sandy thing was torn looking or whatever, I still thought it was an awful outfit and she should have been on the bottom.
I agree.
Yeah, and she got safe first.
She did.
She was the only one safe.
Yeah.
All right. Should we name our winner?
Yes.
Since we have somebody who predicted this from the beginning, go for it, Steffi.
Woo, Dom won.
Woo woo.
She won. She was so excited. I'm so glad she won because I know that they liked Braden's a lot too, and
Yeah.
it sounded like the win might have went that way. And I don't know that she's won before.
She's only won when she had to reconstruct her look because she was on the bottom 3, and then
Right.
she came back and they're
Right.
like, "You're a winner
You're right.
too,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we're gonna produce your dress up Elks as well."
Right, but it wasn't like she solely just won. And I feel like I don't know. I'm inspired by stuff like that, by what that guy's doing, and I'm glad that it got some attention. So
Kiva.org. Check it
yeah,
out, everyone.
Check it out.
And the losers, plural,
I know. That was a shocking thing. I didn't know that was coming.
yep, was Alexander and Kate, Virginia's favorite.
I'm so sad.
She had a bad
depressed.
look. She had a bad look. However, I thought she was strong all season, so I was surprised they kicked her off.
Too. I was just like, what is going on?
I thought she was. I didn't think she was strong, but I didn't think she was weak. And I feel like I had a little bit of a chip on my shoulder that she came back because she had a little bit of an advantage over everybody else. And I love that she sent the shirts, and I love that she's been tweeting us, and she's totally on board. But just like telling it how it was, it's like she kind of had an advantage. So I would have liked to see her take more risks, knowing what the consequences might be, and be a little bit bolder and either stick out and do awesome, like go for it, like risk it all. And she kind of just played safe for a while, I feel like.
Yeah. All right. Any predictions for next week?
Well, we're down to the last 6. No, 5. 5.
And now,
yeah.
your AfterBuzz TV.
Virginia, I know this is kind of your prediction, but I think Dom has a really strong aesthetic, and she could come from behind and be one of the top.
I feel like she could have a really fun, like, urban-y, playful look, which I think she does really good at. And I was there was it was a couple seasons ago, that a guy had, I can't remember which contestant it was, but he had, like, a really fun, like, that white collection. Do you remember who it was?
I don't.
But anyways, I feel like she would have a really fun look, so I hope she makes it. And I think it'll obviously be Helen and then probably Braden, because I don't think Alexandria or Justin are strong enough to make it to the finals.
I agree. I feel like Justin's been great, and I like them both, Justin and Alexandria, but I feel like he's just getting by on these ones.
Yeah.
And even though Alexandria got safe, or was the only one safe, like, she went out on a stretch and it worked, and I fear that she might try and do that again and it will completely not work.
I don't know. I think Alexandria with time is going to come back with a kick-ass collection.
Right?
But she has to make it by next week.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
So I'm
So
a little
we'll
like,
see.
Or in 2 days in the realm of their time frame.
Sure, you're right. You're right. We will see.
we will.
All right.
Shall we wrap?
Oh, well,
Let's-
they did announce that All Stars is going to be starting right after that. So we do have another season just for anybody else that's out
Yeah.
there.
Let's tell everybody where they can find us.
You can find me at Virginia Reyna on Twitter and Instagram.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at IAMSTEFZ.
And you can find me on Twitter at _Alina23. Thanks for listening.
She posts lots of selfies.
I do.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.